Hello and good evening. Welcome to TMTOH.
That's such a lovely, gentle hello.
Yeah,
Hello!
Hello! Everyone wave. This is what they might have come for, and
Starting to sound a bit
audio wave.
CBeebies bedtime story now.
Yeah, you know what? We haven't even been watching CBeebies. We watched The Grinch for the 1000th time. The animated one this evening. Anyway, welcome to the show. As Tom isn't unfortunately here, I don't know. He's got lost in the grimdark somewhere. Maybe he said he was going.
Lost in the warp.
Oh, he's lost in the warp. That was it.
He had to nip back to get some milk, and
Took a
he's
wrong turn.
rematerialised 4 centuries ago and 20 light years from home.
Do you know what it was? I don't think he sacrificed enough souls.
No, that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah. So, before we get on to tonight's topic, which you might guess is 40k related, let's say hi. Hi, good evening, Russ. Hello, Russ.
Hi,
How
good
are you
evening.
doing?
Hi, good evening, everybody.
Whatever. And hi, Dan. How are you doing?
I'm good. But I'd like to point out that in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only influencer opportunities.
And in 4055, we need Keanu Reeves. That is a very niche Tom Hardy joke. Right. Yes, tonight we are going to be discussing something that is Warhammer 40k related, and it's an idea of Dan. So without much further ado, I'm going to pass you over to Dan.
So, out of nowhere, I seem to have developed, relapsed, I suppose is probably the correct way of putting it, into 40k lore. Like if I've got 5 minutes, I'm either watching a battle report or I'm watching a lore video on 40k, because there are hundreds of those fucking books now. So like I am all in on 40k. I work near a games workshop, which has been incredibly dangerous because I've frequented it a few times now, and I've come out with things, which is not a good sign. And I'm getting back into Kill Team, which is, as we know, the kind of gateway. First one's free drug into getting back into full 40k.
Into the full crystal meth of 40k.
Yeah. And I am kind of loving it. However, I think 40k is kind of more in vogue than it's ever been. People now are openly wandering around with Games Workshop bags. Like, that never happened when we would always straight into a rucksack, like when we were kids. Like, straight into a rucksack.
It wasn't just that the bags had Games Workshop emblazoned all over them. They were also half transparent, so everyone could see what you had in there.
Yeah, like, you'd probably want to try and find a couple of Mayfair to, like, cover up what you were actually buying. It's...
And now
it's cool.
Like, because you can buy big models, toys in B&M.
Yeah, 40k has become vaguely cool. Like, I mean, Superman plays 40k. Let's start there. Just, like, I mean, admittedly, he's the shiny example of famous people that play 40k. But like, Superman plays 40k, and I think we've got a TV series on in the works. We got this Dark Tide, which is doing incredibly well. We've got like more games than ever. We have more interest in 40k than ever. We have more access to lore. We have more access to the books on things like Audible as well, like audio books and stuff. And I think all of a sudden it's kind of on the cusp of becoming, especially with D&D constantly fucking up, it's kind of on the cusp of doing something pretty special, I think.
Yeah.
So I think,
especially Games Workshop have bypassed all the like controversy like Wizards just had by just being arseholes right from the start. No,
that's their trick.
We're establishing a bar. We're going to stick to it. We are going to base our fortune off of rinsing paper boys for their money. that is where we get our profit from, and that has served them very well.
So I did think we could talk about D&D some more, but we did that kind of last week, and honestly, you know, is what it is. And I did think we could talk about the 10,000 jobs that have been lost at Microsoft, which is really, really sad. But we did news last week, so I thought we'd have some fun. Talk about the Grimdark. So, like, it's... nothing more fun than the 41st millennium, according to Games Workshop, which is just horrible, really, if you look at it.
For some reason, the Tories are still in power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Tories. Yeah, it's
The Emperor is definitely a Tory.
he is. He is. I wouldn't be surprised if there are Tory members in the House of Parliament that are less dead than the Emperor.
Also, there's
Like,
probably
more dead. Than
there's
the
probably
Emperor,
someone
more
that would
dead.
read like imperial doctrine and be like, "Is this come out of one of our think tanks? This
is a fucking great
good
idea.
ideas in here."
Who's this Emperor?
People
I like
wouldn't go
his
on
ideas.
strike if we hollowed their brains out and replaced them with robot components, would they?
There you go. Turn everyone into servitors. That's the answer.
I mean, they would definitely be missing the irony of the whole thing.
But yeah, you don't have to negotiate with with your servitor starship crew, do you?
Hang on,
I'm finding,
if they vary away from what we're telling them to do, we can just annihilate them. That is a really nice idea.
we should put them all in armies, like vast armies. There we go, and just send them out to die. Like, and that's a great idea. That's how you teach kids manners. Put them, make them Cadian shock troops. Like it's. You do get the feeling the Tories would look at some of it, like the Sisters of Battle stuff about like burning everyone to death. Like, seems all right to me, actually. So we're talking heretics. By heretics, you mean poor people, right?
Have we tried kill all the poor?
Kill all the poor. Yeah.
But-
I'll tell you what they did in this fantastic book I've been reading. Instead of welcoming the people in the dinghies in, they orbital struck them. So maybe that's the answer instead. Have we thought about putting together an inquisition and sending them into food banks to disperse things? I mean,
I think they've got the Inquisition working for the DPI.
People would be slightly less concerned about NHS waiting lists if we had Tyranids as a problem. So, like, can we make bigger bugs? Is that possible?
It's probably only a matter of time.
I mean, I do have a few Tories in what we're going to do tonight. Listed.
I haven't done any research. I had a couple of ideas. I've got my jokey one.
I don't really know what you could do in terms of research. Are you talking about actual celebrities that actually play this?
No.
Oh, right, yeah.
I've got my joke one. I'm going to get out of the way first, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Jack Grealish, right? Imperial Knights, because I understand he likes a big night.
Hey.
There we go. That's the joke
Nice.
one out of the way. I was going to save that to the end. I was so proud of it.
I'm going to say that Russ and I, before you came on, Dan, we had discussed it, and it turns out he and I came up with the same one. So
Yeah,
I'm going to hand it over to Russ.
Oh, am I allowed to do it, am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't
yeah.
you both do it?
Because that would sound weird. I would need to practice.
Okay.
So we thought. So Elon Musk is
Yeah.
rocking Tau.
Oh, 100%.
Without the irony.
He's hypnotized by the technology and the process and the disruptive ideas. He's invested heavily in improving their shiny armor, but he doesn't. It just completely bypasses him that they are actually just as much a bunch of arseholes as everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he looks at them and go, I like their ideas. Of course, if Elon Musk designed the Tau, like their tanks would break down like halfway through a fight, though, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Like, the devilfish and the hammerhead would remember names. They'd just like break. The battle suits wouldn't last very long, would they? Because they'd start setting on fire.
Look nice, but the build quality is a bit wobbly.
Yeah, they're exactly, yeah. But yeah, I can see Elon Musk shouting for the greater good with no sense of irony whatsoever. Like, I could definitely see that being a thing.
Yeah, using
I feel bad for the
drones
Tau.
to keep an eye on everybody.
Because it was fairly obvious the Tau were kind of good guys until they went, no one's a good guy. Like, what's going on here? People are getting annoyed because they're the good guys. So we need to make them like just people that genuinely believe that they are conquering planets for the greater good. So
Yeah, Also,
And
isn't there
then
now
it
something
was-
to do with like the way they do faster than light travel? So they don't use the warp
They don't.
in the same way that everyone else does. They can't actually fully go into it. They sort of skip across the surface of it, but apparently that's like drawing attention of massive tentacled beasties and things.
And
They
also,
have
part of
approximately half the advertised range. Nice one, Paul. Good to see you, Paul. How you doing?
I thought also the tower did the manipulation of getting everyone to come along using drugs. Essentially, wasn't that it? It was the mental.
There's something about like, so the ethereals are meant to be doing some sort of like pheromone or psychic control. So they're like not quite the same species or something as the rest of the tower, and they're like exerting a massive
and then
control
you've got
over
the crew.
The Kroot are a
Incels.
So perfect for
well, they're called like
Elon.
they're like a client species. They are a completely different species. They've just 100% bought into being part of the Tau Empire.
Yeah, and they've been aggressively bought into the Tau Empire, haven't they? Because the Tau have basically taken over.
But there are humans that live within the Tau Empire that are part of the Tau Empire.
Yeah, they don't all look like Voldemort. So, but it's-
And there's loads of there's a whole bunch of other species and things that have gone okay with your sort of cake or death proposition. We'll go for the cake, please.
Well, it's such a good way of saying, I want to play Imperial Guard, but I also want to play Tau. How can I do that? Well, I'll tell you what, how about like an Imperial Guard force that's bought into what the Tau
Yeah,
are
you'd have to, I don't think you're sort of strictly allowed to really do that anymore, but you could probably get away
You're
with
not. Like, they're very, like, a few years ago, it was the rules were very much put everyone with everyone and see what happens.
I remember there being like an allies table about like
Yeah.
who would like be happily allied, who would sort of we'll kind of work together. But
Grudgingly
now it's just
allied.
everyone hates everyone.
Yeah.
It's just so that they can have Imperial fight Imperial, but you could do that anyway. It wasn't that difficult.
And
to...
also, the whole point is that they have the one thing that they seem to be hammering home now is like, yes, we tell you what you can do, but who gives a shit what we say? Like, you can go home and just have as much fun as you like. If you want to fight like Tau and Imperial Guard versus Chaos and Grey Knights, you go for it. Who cares?
Yeah. Also, because anyone who wanted to do that was just doing it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's you couldn't do it at a tournament. What's your force? Well, it's made up of Chaos and Grey Knights. Well, that wouldn't work, would it? Would really? But like it's half the fun now is that they've kind of gone with the whole this is meant to be fun kind of thing, which is good. It's meant to be fun whilst also give us some money, please. But they are at least trying to make it fun. So yeah. So Elon Musk was your first one then, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm annoyed I didn't think of Elon Musk. I'll be honest.
I've got another.
To be honest, I'm always relieved when I go by when I haven't thought about Elon Musk.
On Twitter, he's just like that mate that got invited to the pub that no one wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Like every now and then he pops up in your fucking conversation. You're like, no one actually asked you, you bellend. Can you fuck off?
I really hope between
I don't care if you can kick your own face. Who cares?
between him just being him, that Bankman Fried guy getting sent to prison for massive fraud, and Zuckerberg going, no, seriously, guys, VR headsets. We're all going to be living in VR headsets. Like, can we all just now realise that just because you're very, very good at something specific and get incredibly rich does not know you mean how to solve the world's problems?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Completely. Okay, so Bass has said Greta Thunberg, Tyranids.
Is she like a gene stealer hybrid that's trying to disrupt things?
I'm thinking orcs. She would just go all in.
So,
Or maybe
orcs,
they've used too much petrol.
They're not very sustainably minded, are they?
No, definitely not. Orcs are very much, if you believe in something, you can make it happen, right? Like, orcs essentially read The Secret and then it actually is real for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's orcs think about something enough, they manifest it. Like, that's their deal. And it actually happens. They believe so much that their red cars go faster that they do go faster. Like, it's... So, I don't know.
Maybe that would be wrong. Then
I do like that. X-Men. I know it's still not considered sort of. There's like a bit of a divide in like how real that should be, but like you can't build spaceships by hammering junk piles together.
No,
but they do.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean, okay, I can see it being of the Tyranids, but I could also see.
So I think she'd be on board with it because like the Tyranids are the ultimate recyclers, really, aren't they?
Yeah,
like not a resources wasted or goes unused.
Or maybe Necrons, because aren't they based on renewable energy, essentially?
It starts with onshore wind farms, and before you know it, everybody's flesh is getting flensed from their bones.
And put into stasis pods.
Which is why, Councillor, I will not accept this new development in our council area.
Because next, we've got a Catan shard underneath, and we're just...
Could you be that guy that turns up at local council open meetings and just will not stop rabbiting on about 40k lore?
So
Greta Thunberg could be Necrons because they got awoken by an incel dickhead, didn't they? So like, it's possible that's what happened with them as well. Yeah. I think Tyranids is really good.
Yeah, I like Tyranids.
Yeah.
The only other one I thought would be maybe Grey Knights.
Tyranids are the first 40k army that I ever started.
Oh really?
Yeah, back in school, I had a Tyranid.
Can you guess what my first 40k army was?
Yeah, the one you're still trying to get up to 1,000 points.
No,
got 1,500 models now.
And
Ultramarines.
It
was Ultramarines, wasn't it?
Ultramarines, yeah.
I was thinking of.
I'm fucking basic bitch Ultramarines.
What? Can I go on to my next one? Ultramarines, because he's such a basic bitch. Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran.
Oh my god!
Play
Yes.
Ultramarines.
Ed Sheeran.
Because I saw them on the book, so they're the best ones. That's what he'd do.
Ed Sheeran would 100% play Ultramarines. Yes.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Until it turns out he doesn't actually know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
but
he doesn't have to sing either. But we deal with that. So like it's, I think he definitely would play Ultramarines. I'm trying to think of anything you can add to that. Just Ultramarines are like the most like, here's Ultramarines, brilliant. But yeah,
they don't even like, because they've got all this sort of like Roman.
What's the
kind
point?
of like Roman Empire sort of iconography and stuff, but they don't really go. Where's the big Centurions helmets? Where's the chariots?
Some of them do have like. There's no chariots, no, but like some
Why
of them
not?
do have the big.
Like just because Rowboat Girlyman has a laurel wreath on his head.
Yeah,
they don't sort of lean in hard enough on that. I don't think. They could make them a bit cooler and a bit edgier.
But Ultramarines pretty much restarted like Adeptus Astartes, didn't they? Like everyone was so decimated by Horus Heresy that Ultramarines were the only ones going, oh, we missed that, what happened?
Yeah, so as Gilman was like, right, I'm going to write a book, how to be a space marine.
So with guest starring Ed Sheeran. Fucking I love that. Paul says, I had an entire company of Ultramarines, Dan. It's okay. We were cool. Everyone else was wrong.
Before about 1998, 99, Ultramarines they were quite cool. They were just another chapter, weren't they? And then they became like the hero chapter. And like it was at the 5th edition, and they were just like, the Ultramarines are the best.
Well, if you look on any box of Space Marines, they are Ultramarines now.
Yeah,
like it's.
It didn't used to be. I remember the Blood Angels used to be the ones that you saw on everything.
Everyone like Gen X and Millennials fucking loved the Blood Angels.
Yeah,
like
because they're fucking metal as well. They're secret vampires.
They're secret vampires that are super gothy as well. That occasionally they go crazy when they see their dead martyr, like their dead Primarch. And Horus standing over him, killing him.
I also quite like.
I thought it was
Space Wolves.
Wasn't it?
Space Wolves, Vikings. Yeah.
It's not Horus that kills Sanguinius,
Yeah.
is it? I thought it was what's his name? Angron.
No, Horus kills Sanguinius in front of the Emperor. And Sanguinius...
Oh yeah, that's
like,
it. Sanguinius.
Yeah.
Is it Sanguinius? I always call him Sanguinus, but that's because I only see it written down.
I thought it was
Doesn't
Sanguinius.
he like nearly kills Angron, doesn't he? And then he's really knackered from that, and he goes up. And that's it. Yeah, Horus kills him. And then that's it. The Emperor comes in and finds him. So I could fucking write this Siege of Terror stuff. It doesn't take 50 books.
I have no idea how anyone writes this stuff. It is so convoluted, but I am here for it. Like, I'm all on board. Like, there is lore.
What are the audiobooks
absolutely
like?
everything.
Because like, you read that stuff. I can't imagine sitting there listening to that out loud.
I have just downloaded the first Horus Heresy book because Dan said it was really good. So I'm now
first
going
5
to,
or 6 Horus Heresy books are cracking.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give that a. Is it like the so Sanguinius, right? From what I understand, super good dude. Everyone fucking loved Sanguinius.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
He was
it was a
almost,
real.
Wasn't he like almost? He wasn't that he was obviously not as powerful as Horus, but he was like the next favored son down. Or
But
something.
no, yeah, it was the
he
next
was
favorite
the
son
most popular.
because everyone
Horus.
fucking loved him. Yeah.
He was
Horus might
actually
be
nice from reading a lot of the Siege of Terror. He's one that like sees human beings as like more than just dots.
Well, we'll get to the salamanders in a bit, I think, as well, because the salamanders are just good dudes by the sounds of things. So, but like, except they like burning people. But it's a minor fault in the 40k
Everyone's
universe
got a
generally,
thing, haven't they?
Yeah. But Sanguinius got on with everyone. He fucking loved everyone, and it's so gothy that like, we had something pure and you killed it. Like it's I love it. I fucking love the Blood Angels. As you say, secret vampires that eventually go crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and wherever they go crazy and all they can see is Horus killing.
They stomp off back to Baal after the Siege of Terror and like, right, get the fucking black nail polish out.
Yeah. So Kim Kardashian, right? Sorry, you go on. Yeah.
Well, see, I started with Dark Angels because of Space Hulk, and I had the computer game, so I had a Deathwing Terminator.
Nice.
Because they are awesome, and I love Dark Angels because they have that slight dark history, and they're also really nice green.
Because like 4 of them went, you know what, chaos. It's all right.
Yeah, and there was a big internal fight, and they're still sort of trying to cover up. And also, they're called Dark Angels. Come on.
But that's their whole thing. They spend most of their time trying to cover up the fact that some of them went to chaos. And they're all Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah,
that's their kind of deal. Isn't it? That's why they've got the big robes and stuff like that.
So I would say, well, see, I was just trying to think who Dave Vanian would be, and I don't think he. Though I think Dark Angels,
Blood Angels.
It would either be Blood Angels,
or is that 2 on the nose?
I think, basically the Astartes. What is it? I want to call them the Sisters of Mercy, but the Astartes or
I think
the Battle Sisters.
Ravenwing or Night Lords. He'd be Night Lords. Like Night Lords are the one with like the super like gothy like lightning clawed.
Are those Night Lords? Alright, hang on, got to clear.
I mean, he's also a vampire, so maybe the Blood Angels as well. But
maybe the Blood Angels.
Who was
the Blood Angel are a bit blonde for him. So
what's his name?
Adeptus
Chorus Kovacs or something. What was his chapter? Is that the Raven Guard? The ones that have
Raven Guard,
raptors. They're pretty gothy as well.
They are, aren't they? Yeah, but they're I love the fact that their thing is like stealth. It's like
stealth with my twin jet engine strapped to my back and my solid metal armor that my 9-foot tall person wears. Stealthy.
Raven Guard.
I don't know. I think Vanian might also be into the Black Templars. Come on.
Black Templars are a bit religious though. Like that's the other, they're Templars. Yeah, like they are they're a bit. I think more like look up the Night Lords. Those things they are metal as fuck. They are evil fuckers. Are
they chaos?
Or Drukari. potentially as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Like long flowing dark hair as well. Like I could definitely see that.
Just we don't have the Night Lords on. I'm looking at the website.
They're a traitor legion. So Kim Kardashian.
Definitely a secret 40k player.
Well, I think someone would go to Kim and go, look, if you want to stay relevant, you need to play some 40k.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see Superman's doing it now? So we need to get ahead of the game. And I think her attitude would be like, well, whoever's the best army in the game at the moment. And as we all know, the best army in the game at the moment is the Imperial Guard. So I think Kim Kardashian sitting there painting about 3 Lehman Russes, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
3 Lehman Russes, probably about 60 troops. Some Sentinels, command unit. Cadians, probably. I don't know. What do you reckon, Kim Kardashian? Probably Cadians, because like it's the one you can get the most models of.
How can because they're the guys from Aliens, and that's what you want.
Yeah, they are. Except until Cadia fell. But yeah, it's I think she'd be Cadians, which annoys me because that's what I collect as well. And by the way, that 1,000 points that I've got is actually 2,500 points of Cadians. I worked it out fairly recently, and admittedly, a fifth of it's taken up by the Baneblade. So yeah, yes, I'm aware.
Those things are ridiculous.
They are very, very cool though. Yeah,
So-
Kim Kardashian. Yeah,
Nice.
Astra Militarum.
So, following on within the Imperium,
Yeah,
you would think, and we're talking about Holy Emperor and religious fanatics. So Pope Francis, now very holy, has some fanatical followers. Clearly, he plays with Chaos Demon Horde of Slanesh because he cannot imbibe in the lusts and his lusts and desires for the flesh. And little boys, but the flesh.
so almost certainly a Blood Angel player because like if I'm being too serious about this, it's,
Chaos hordes. Come on, he's a demon. He loves Chaos demons. He's like, sexy
Blood
ladies, 'cause
Angels
he can't
are based on Catholic, heavily based on Catholicism. So
That doesn't matter. He wants to escape this Catholicism. The Inquisition leaves a bad taste.
he wants.
Let's face it, it's still quite recent history. Used to demons, they can't exorcise them anyway, so they might as well just embrace the demons. And so Slanesh, because boobs, I suppose they can't touch them, but in the models, there's sometimes boobs. So
you're thinking like this is the Pope's escape.
Yeah.
Is by collecting a Slanesh army.
Yeah, pretty well.
I quite like that.
Maybe Zinch as well, but
yeah,
just
Zinch
the
would be
magic.
like ultra taboo, wouldn't it? Because Zinch is like.
honestly, Dan, you're taking this too seriously.
Sorry.
Well, so I was thinking for Zinch, you want somebody because that's the changer of ways.
Yeah.
Never appears looking the same way to two people twice.
Knows everything and nothing at the same time. Yeah.
Looks like a man. Looks like a woman. Looks like something in between. You could sort of talk to them and then come away thinking I still don't have any idea what they look like. That is Lady Gaga.
Oh
Yes.
no! You see, because I had Lady Gaga for Sisters of Battle.
Yeah, she would be Sister Battle.
If only because of the hair and the outfits. I think she'd fucking love the outfits. But
Yeah.
okay. If we're going Zinch, David Bowie.
Yeah, definitely.
We collect Zinch. I mean, obviously not anymore. But it's he. I think David Bowie would be Zinch. But then Lady Gaga as well. They could collectively collect a 1,000 points each, 1,000 suns.
So,
Nice.
following on of the demons, I think Boris Johnson would collect Nurgle because he's such a fat, disgusting fuck who spreads disease and pestilence everywhere. It suits him. Him and
Yeah,
I had Matt Hancock. I had Matt Hancock for
Hancock
Nurgle.
as well.
So the only slight problem there is that Nurgle deep down does actually care about people,
Yeah.
whereas they don't.
Yeah, that doesn't really work.
But other than that, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So they could probably be like, they'd be like sort of princelings of Nurgle who don't quite earn his full
Get it.
favour. Because like, no, you're not meant to just. It's not just about spreading disease. It's also about the circle of life and everything.
That was my thing though, was that I had Matt Hancock Nurgle because I think you needed a master of someone that knows how to spread a disease really quickly.
Yeah.
So
And how to how to accelerate something that was already happening.
yeah,
How
exactly.
to make key strategic decisions at exactly the right time to cause the maximum amount of fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
absolutely his speciality.
Lewis Hamilton, White Scars, all about going fast. Like
Yeah.
Upper Nurgle loves you.
I like the white scars. The white scars are really cool.
They are really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All about going fast, doing everything fast, like Lewis Hamilton, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'd just heavy army based on bikes and land speeders. So yeah.
Yeah. Also, their sort of overall tactical structure seems to be like, fuck it, we'll make it up as we go along.
Yeah, we're just going to get in there and fuck shit up quickly. So yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
really cool.
all the artwork for White Scars looks fucking awesome with just waves of bikes, just with Space Marines on them. Because the Space Marine bikes all look really fucking cool.
They
They're
really
huge.
do.
Yeah, because they have to be huge because they've got Space Marines on. The Space Marine bike doesn't make much sense really when you think about it. Just shove them in a Rhino.
I mean, if you're going to start using the phrase "it doesn't make a lot of sense," really, then the whole of everything Games Workshop does falls apart extremely quickly.
Everything else, fine.
Yeah, that's all fine. Yeah, but
Yeah.
these big guys, these big lads on bikes, it just doesn't seem practical.
So,
Yeah, go on.
dual state, I think she would.
Sorry, who?
Isn't it dual state?
As in
What,
from
from
Firefly.
Firefly?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
This is
sure, go
very
for it.
niche.
it is very good. But she's appeared on my Twitter recently. That's why. And
Okay.
I was thinking about her, and not in a creeper way. Don't look at me like that, Dan. And I thought, well, considering she'd played an engineer, maybe she would enjoy being Adeptus Mechanicus.
I had Adam Savage for Adeptus Mechanicus, but yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, Elon Musk actually Adeptus Mechanicus would kind of work as well. Just like the whole wanting to replace parts of his own body with machines. I wonder if there's anyone that, I was trying to think of oh, by the way, White Scars as well, Ewan McGregor. But it's yeah, I quite like that. Dual state then. Adeptus would collect Adeptus Mechanicus.
Maybe. I don't know. I also thought Jacob Rees-Mogg would probably be a Necron.
Yeah.
Soulless,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ancient-
Untold
ancient
millennia
beings.
old.
ancient beings,
Yeah.
harking back to a time before, awaken suddenly from a chamber of rest.
Yeah.
Also, I would say Boris Johnson, potentially Eldar. Just gorging himself entirely on
Oh, like
on
what?
as much
Pre-fall
as possible.
Eldar.
Yeah.
Pre-fall out.
Yeah. and until he ultimately fucks up the entire universe.
Yeah. We're going to have a lockdown party so big it causes the birth of a fourth chaotic deity.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly it. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about Eldar that I had no clue about until I read up on them recently. Was that's
What?
their thing?
I split my thing between Eldar and Dark Angels. I got the Dark Angels Space Marines Terminators, so they're the best things ever. But I think I started more on I can't remember. I might have switched between,
Yeah.
but I did have the original Eldar Codex, and it was fantastic. I did have some Swooping Hawks, and what was the missile launcher one? They were the best. Like they were considered
Dark Reapers.
Dark Reapers because they were considered potentially following still like the last remains of the Eldar God of Death. And obviously then recently I've collected Harlequins. I love Harlequins. And I kind of thought Margot Robbie might go for Harlequins. Just because they're pretty cool.
Because she plays a character called Harley Quinn.
Called Harlequin, but they are also really cool.
Paul says, I had share for Adeptus Mechanicus because most swapped out most of her original parts. And Bass has said Adeptus Sororitas for Lucy Lawless. Yeah, she'd be fucking great, like as like a sister of battle.
Yeah, because they have like sort of like Mother Superior types, don't they? Who are their leaders.
I still think Seraphim are some of my favourite models in the game as well. I think they look really fucking cool. Yeah, I like that. This is good so far. Any more?
So Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I thought so. He's probably going to be like basically, he's just unbelievably the best at everything. Doesn't seem quite to be the same species as everyone else. So he's going to be Adeptus Custodes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Space Marines are pretty impressive, aren't they? Me? Oh, way better. Like, way better. Or, of course, he had been Aeronauticus Imperialis pilot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he wouldn't even... Yeah, he'd be Battlefleet Gothic or something.
I like that one. That's good. That's
really cool.
Yes. I think I was trying to figure out who would collect Adeptus Custodes. Who does collect Adeptus Custodes? Like that.
You have about 6 guys, and that's your army.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
Yeah. Because they're all like better Space Marines.
Yeah. They are like like the difference between a baseline human and a Space Marine. It's like the same difference between a Space Marine and a custodian, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they're technically immortal, aren't they? They don't die, like unless they're killed. So
I think that's broadly true of Space Marines as well. But yeah, like a lot of the Custodes are like thousands and thousands and thousands of years old already.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have to go into stasis, I don't think. Whereas Space Marines still, because wasn't that what
they can go into like a hibernation state if they're injured? But they don't age. So Space Marines don't age. It's just that because all they do is fighting, they will get killed eventually.
They are Henry Cavill's main army, apparently, according to Bass.
Cavill does Custodes, does he?
Yeah, I'd watch that.
I suppose, yeah.
You watch many things involving Cavill.
Yeah.
I
was trying to think who would be a Grey Knight, because essentially they're also separate. They're not quite the same as Space Marines.
I had a thought for this.
Saturn, and they're mainly to do with hunting demons.
So, you want someone that wears a big iron suit that exercises demons at a young age, right?
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
Hey, I could see that.
He exercised the demon that was substance abuse and then put himself in an big iron suit.
I like that.
Yeah.
Nice. They're kind of like special ops Space Marines, aren't they? They're sort of off the books a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, they were kept separate. They were developed separately from the original Space Marine program, and they were specifically to do with demons. So they are more of a Space Marine branch of the Inquisition.
They were like, what's his name? Emperor's best mate, Malcador the Sigillite, kind of put them together, and aren't they grey because they like come from all different chapters and stuff, and they just like scrape their
That's Death
paint
Watch,
off their
isn't it?
armor. Or is that the Death Watch? That's the Death Watch.
Death Watch have like the shoulder pad, the Death Watch shoulder pad, don't they? And they come from different chapters as like Xenohunters. Which, you know. Okay,
How's
there we
that
go.
different to your
that's
day job?
adjacent. There you go. Priti Patel
What? Grey
and
Knight.
Suella Braverman.
Suella Braverman would be head of
Death
the
Watch.
Inquisition.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah, definitely.
Hang on, what? Their Death Watch or
Yeah, Death Watch. Yeah,
yeah,
crack unit of Xeno hunters that's like put together. So
just the Tory party, isn't it?
yeah, basically the whole fucking Tory party. Yeah, they'd look at that and go, "That's a brilliant idea." Yeah. Who are we missing? We must have missed some. Who do we say was collecting orcs?
We didn't. I mean, someone who believes something so strongly that it exists. Probably L. Ron Hubbard or Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Trump is a fucking orc. You're absolutely right. He
Yeah.
manifested him becoming
Absolutely,
president. didn't he?
manifesting his own reality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
definitely.
plays. But the problem is, he would claim he has the best orc army, causing a war with Alex Jones, who probably would also collect orcs, and it'd be very, very funny.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
But anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
Russell Crowe for orcs. I could definitely see that. I'd love to watch Henry Cavill play Warhammer 40k with Russell Crowe. That would be
I'm
entertaining.
sure
I
that'd be
think.
achievable at some point.
Have we covered all the big armies? We've done orcs, Necrons, Tyranids, Guard, Space Marines, Custodes, Grey Knights, Sisters of Battle,
Tau.
Tau. We haven't done League of Votan.
These are the new space dwarves, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know enough about them yet.
Stubborn person that likes technology. No Drukhari yet either. That's a good point.
I don't know anything about the Drukhari.
So they are essentially what the equivalent of the Dark Elves is, but they
Yeah.
they were in the warp way when Slanesh was created or something. So now they haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, they escaped, and the only way they can escape being consumed by Slanesh is to basically keep a 24/7 rager going.
Yeah. Yeah, and with lots of torture, basically.
Oh, I thought they were. That was Kimura.
Yeah, that's where they live.
Oh, Kimura. Oh, right. Okay. There you go.
Who would be Drukhari then? Who would pick a Drukhari out our army?
And they're like the pirates, aren't they? They're sort of
Yeah.
raiders and pillagers.
Mm. They're essentially the
Nicholas
Reavers.
Sturgeon keeps her rage up.
They'll be her if the government keep annoying her by telling her she can't do what she wants. That's what she's
Don't
going
know
to
why
turn
I thought
into.
that, but I mean, I did also. I mean, this is just because we've been watching The Grinch. I thought Benedict Cumberbatch probably would be Drukhari. I don't know.
Now Benedict Cumberbatch has got like Custodes kind of written all over him, or Astra Militarum, I think. But like Mordian Iron Guard or something like that, rather than like like Cadians or Deathcore or anything like that. So fucking Deathcore of Krieg are fucking fascinating. Like that's what's got me back into it. I read up on the Deathcore of Krieg, and they are it's so interesting reading up on them.
They're very weird.
Thoroughly recommend. There is a great video on the Deathcore. It's well worth a read, well worth a watch. So, but yeah, I got nothing for Drukhari. Who the fuck's going to want to play Drukhari? They're fucked up. And they're fucked up space elves as well.
They've got some cool models.
They do, and they are, as you say, they're essentially pirates. So,
Well, so are the. I mean, I know I said Margot Robbie for Harlequins, but it's someone really. Essentially, Harlequins are those who want to dance and dance with death because they follow the laughing god.
they do,
So, of
and they
the
protect the
two-
Black Library.
Yeah, and only two. And the other thing about the Drukhari is it's said that the Mechanicus sought help from the Drukhari or they went to Comera to get help to do with maintaining the Golden Throne. So there's the dark. I don't know. Who would you have?
I got nothing.
They are a little bit. Somebody proudly announces that's who they've chosen. You're always a bit like, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, sitting a bit further away from
Greta
you.
Thunberg would probably be Drakari. Permanent rage to get shit done.
Yeah,
But that's not. I mean, maybe we're looking at the wrong celebrities for this.
maybe. What are you
hang on,
thinking?
wouldn't Dave Vanian? I mean,
He's not that. He wasn't that much of a rager though. Like he was, but like he did drink a whole bottle of whiskey before he went on the old grey whistle test and take the microphone to his hand because he was worried he was just going to fall out of his hand. So like because he was that drunk. But like he's not. Vanian's big deal is like gothy kind of horror, right?
I suppose they're not really gothy, so we're looking at.
No, not at all. They're like speed metal, like Drakari. So like it's you're looking at someone like if you're going down a metal band route, you're probably looking at someone like Rob Flynn from Machine Head or something like that. But even he's too nice to be Drakari, I suppose. Like James Hetfield, maybe something like that. I think, but I think I don't know. I got nothing. We don't have to come up with something for everyone, I suppose. Ooh. Did I mention Jack Grealish for Imperial Knights?
Like that.
That's all I really had. That was the first thing I
Shame
had.
Tom's not here with his clever joke post-it note.
I fucking love that.
I've got a pad of post-it notes right here
Bill Belichick.
and a pen, but I'm not doing it.
Bill Belichick is Drakari. He's got rage. He likes the magic.
No, Bill Belichick is Iron Fists. Not Iron Fists, Imperial Fists. Sorry. Siege masters. They're just a bit bland. But still get shit done.
Like they get it done, but without any style.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Or Iron Warriors. One of the two. They're both pretty much the same, but on two different sides of the coin, really. That's the only difference. Although I do like Iron Warriors. Iron Warriors are very tempting as an army to collect. Along with everything else. I am eyeing up the combat patrol, the Grey Knights combat patrol.
What's in that?
Loads of Grey Knights. But it's enough for a 500-point Grey Knight force. Was hilarious because that I can get for £72. The Cadia Stands box set is £130. The Grey Knights box has 500 points of Grey Knights. The £130 Cadia Stands box has 350 points worth of Cadians.
Squishy little humans.
They're fucking unreal. Like it is Horde armies. Like I'd never do it again. Like they are utterly ridiculous. Like it's too expensive.
You will never get them all painted, and you will bankrupt yourself.
100%. Yeah. So yeah. Well, I think that's about it. I mean, unless we want to talk about 40k some more. But I think I mean I know I'm going to be playing Kill Team in the future. I don't know whether you guys are up for some.
I am in theory. I've got no time to sort it out at the moment, but potentially in the future. I am drawn to the idea that you only need a few guys.
Yeah,
but it's Games Workshop saying that, so you know they're going to fuck you some way.
Well, you only need a few guys if you want to play this game. However, there's also this game where you have lots of them. Mm-hmm. I'm still convinced that's their angle.
Also, it's got that sort of Necromunda thing. It's like, well, you could give your guy that gun, but the model doesn't have it, so you probably better buy a different model, hadn't you?
Oh no,
yeah, but we will always. Box. Yeah, they all come in the same box now. Like that's the best thing about it is like you can make up pretty much whatever you like.
I have figured. I think I've got enough for a Grey Knight. Well, no, I have got enough Grey Knights for a Grey Knight.
Me
Kill
too.
team.
Because I bought the Grey Knight strike box.
And well, yeah, I mean, mine's an old army, and I've got enough for. I mean, the Harlequin troop is just a standard box of what used to be a.
Funnily enough, I've got enough for the Imperial Guard,
What?
the Veteran Guard kill team. I've got just enough out of the 200 troops I've got.
I know you're going to get. I know you're going to get a breacher.
I've never done any sort of Space Marine, so it is tempting to do.
A breacher? What's a breacher? What the
Imperial
Navy
Navy
breachers?
breachers.
No, I'm not. I'm well, maybe.
You are. Don't lie. I know you're saying you're not, but as soon as you say that, you're going to have a look and go, "Oh, actually, he's got a shield with a gun over it."
You know how they get us, Russ. Have you seen these new rules for boarding parties? Like boarding assault rules or whatever they're called. It's like, oh, you only need a few troop choices for this one. You only need a few troop choices for this one. So you've already got the kill team. Why not get a few more? And then you know that the next one's going to be, now you need the tanks. Get the tanks. Yeah. You've got most of it. You might as well do the rest of it already. Before you know it, like, you've sold your house.
Yeah, to build a tiny little one that you can put on the tabletop and hide your guys behind.
Yeah, exactly. That's how they do it. But at the same time, if you've got impulse control, then you're laughing. Sadly, I don't. So it's it's slightly problematic. But yeah, I think we'll play some 40k at some point, and we'll tell you how it all goes. So that'll be fun.
Prince Harry, he would play Drakari.
You reckon?
Born on the edge of something horrible, and has to keep the rage to survive.
Yeah. Whereas if you believe the tabloid press, then Meghan Markle is a Slaneshi demon.
I had a really dark one for. I mean, I was thinking, who would collect World Eaters? Like, who is permanently angry? Like, that is some serious fucking incel shit. That's like Alex Jones, isn't it?
Oh, you'd probably be World
collect
Eater.
World
Nigel
Eaters,
Farage would be.
Yeah.
Basically, GB News all collect World Eaters.
Yeah.
Or Putin. This is getting too political.
Yeah, let's leave Putin out of it, because he's about to apparently make a massive statement, which is slightly concerning. So, yeah. But there we go. I think that's about it.
Nice,
right?
But let's see more celebrities out there proudly pushing their little plastic men around.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, I think.
Nice. If Cavill can do it, anyone can.
Yeah, Cavill's pretty great, isn't he?
He's all right.
Who's wrapping this up then?
I'll do it. Well, if there's nothing more, I want to say thank you very much for watching, and if you're on the listens, the pods.
I love how he starts using his special official podcast voice when it's this bit.
Yeah. What, without the swearing? I know it's. Oh, I don't know. I'm not making any sense. Yeah, don't forget to keep following us on the socials at TMTOOH on Instagram, Twitter, probably Facebook as well. Not probably using Facebook anymore. I don't know. We might be on TikTok. Probably not. Are we on TikTok?
You can't just guess what social networks we're on.
Duncan, just go with Instagram. And just
Instagram and Twitter.
Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
I nearly said that Gridiron Gents. Check that podcast out as well. Dan, Marveling Marvel.
We meant to do something this week because a couple of them went to see Megan, but I didn't go. So we're gonna that's been put back a little bit, but that is on the cards. Marveling Marvel, doing something in it, and the other pods they're all going to go up this weekend because I'm not working this weekend, so I'm going to. I'm going to spend a weekend putting podcasts up. So all the back catalogue will be up, and then from then on the same night they'll be going up.
Mm-hmm. Then you're going to paint some models. I know that.
I'm not. I'm doing one better than that. I'm playing some Kill Team on Saturday.
Nice.
So I just want to say thank you again for watching, listening, and it's goodbye from Russ.
Let's boys.
It's goodbye from Dan.
Goodbye.
And it's for the good of the Emperor, from me. Night night.
You got to say cue the music, otherwise I don't know when to press the button.
Cue the music.